Here is FREEZE64 issue number 19 with our cover feature Roland's Rat Race, which was released by Ocean Software in 1985. Probably one of my favourite, top 5 favourite Commodore 64 games. I love this game to bits. And also the first time that we feature the C64 Mini logo, which is official, and we requested that and were given permission to use it. And so let's turn and have a look in the issue. We have the contents page, which we call the loading page. We have the found page, which is our welcome page. Just chat about what's in the issue itself. Then our cover feature is on Roland's Rat Race, which was coded by Dave Collier. And you can see Roland there and the original tape cover there. There's the character set for the game. There's the sprites. How many sprites have we got in this game? I've named it, so 80, around 80 sprites there. And then we go on to hack the actual game, so we can provide infinite energy, infinite glue. We've also got running mode, which lets you run very fast, and then we've got a whole load of pokes there for you to play with. Then we have the Mouldy Cupboard, which is a game called Grand Larceny, released by Melbourne House in 1984. I personally think that the game's a piece of cack, but you'll have to decide for yourself. But anyway, you can have a read of my little review there of the game itself. Then we have a Hackersoft guide, which is on swapping to joystick port 2. So what does that mean? Well, quite a few of the older games on the Commodore 64 used joystick port 1 as default, and it's a bit annoying when majority of the games anyway use joystick port 2. So what I've done is I've shown you how to hack games so that you can change the joystick port over from port 1 to port 2. This is more relevant for the recently released C64 Mini, because you can't play games that are coded to port 1. And so I've created quite a few hacks for that. But here are some pokes here that changes. So we've got Big Mac that swaps the joystick. We've got Ghostbusters, Bruce Lee, Hero, Pit Stop. But it does explain in this short guide of how to do it yourself. Easily done. Then we have games in the making. So we got Man Cave, which is being produced by Megastyle. We have Guy in a Vest, which is being produced by Tony Savona. And then we have Scuttlebutt C64 from Carl Hornell, who's the guy behind the original or the first games released on the Players Software label back in the 80s. And Carl's back with yet another game for the Commodore 64. More on that in future issues. Oh, we've also got our the results of our high score challenge for Park Patrol. Then we have our Zapbat feature by Julian Rignall. Yes, folks, Julian Rignall does write for FREEZE64, believe it or not. Bless him, he's so kind with his time and his information and his emails. And he produces this wonderful and popular feature for FREEZE64 each issue. Then we have a 2-pager Secret Squirrel, which looks at hidden messages within games. So we've got a hidden message in Exploding Fish, Lumberjack Deluxe, Poltergeist, and Pet Snake. Then we have our interview with the lovely Paul Hughes, who worked for Ocean Software. And Paul chats about his early times on encoding and starting on the ZX81 and then going to work for Ocean Software. There's a photograph of him, very young looking photograph of Paul. And then working on Mag Max. Also working on Operation Thunderbolt. And also produced the Ocean Loader code, which I think we're all pleased about. And there he is again with his feet up reading an Amiga format magazine. So that's the interview with Paul. And then we have part 2 of our C64 fanzines, where we look at Commodore Cracker fanzine, and also FREEZE64. Then we have our much talked about interview with Dave Collier about Roll and Rat. So I had a chat with Dave regarding the making of Roll and Rat. It wasn't as successful as what I really wanted it to be, and Dave wasn't as open as what maybe he could have been, but maybe that's the way he just talks to people. You know, it's the way it is, and I had to accept that, and I think I got a good interview out of him. As short and sharp as some of the responses may appear, I found it quite humorous and found it quite interesting, actually, that it looked like we started getting irritated with each other, which was funny. And I thought, I'm going to keep that in because, you know, I'm not going to make it all sweetness and you know, and nice. I'm gonna print what's said and what's done. So it came out as it was said, which is kind of cool. Then we're on to new pokes and codes, so exclusive pokes and codes for Exploding Fish to start with. And then we have some more exclusive codes for Sydney Hunter. And then we've got an advert there for Carlton Handley's VIP on the iPad, which you can get from the Apple Store. Fab game. And then all about the next issue of FREEZE64. And then on the back here we have Organism, an advert for Organism, which was released by Cytronic. And here is the tape itself, which you can get from the Cytronic website. Full details are in FREEZE64. There's the tape itself for the Commodore 64. And of course, with this issue for subscribers, you'll get the cheat card number 16, which is the Boulder Dash card with the cheats on the back. So that's it. That's issue number 19 of FREEZE64.